Okay, we are team 8, and this is our TP1 presentation. For an introduction, each group member will be breaking down a unit of organizational behavior and relating it to the film Major League. We will explain how our research will help us gain a full-time position post-graduation at PwC. This is our agenda. Each group member, like I said, is going to go over a unit. Starting off, I will go over managing conflict. As a definition, conflict is a situation in which one party perceives differing interests or opposition from another party. There are several causes of conflict, and it's very necessary for a group or an individual to decide how they're going to manage this conflict to bring about desired outcomes and progress. Conflict isn't something that can be pushed aside or disregarded. Instead, it's an opportunity to solve problems, be proactive and prevent future issues, and bring about new ideas. In the film The Major League, the primary conflict is that the owner, Rachel Phelps, and Lou Brown have opposing end goals for their team. Phelps inherits the Indians and takes a team of rookies and out-of-prime players and hopes to come in last in the league so she can move the team to Miami and fire everyone. However, Coach Lou Brown catches word of her plan and uses her doubt and administrative mistreatment to rally the team together against her towards a league championship. Faced with unmatched expectations, Brown took a functional route to conflict. He made each player focus on themselves and working on their own game instead of their differences. He built morale by believing in the team's chances. In the beginning of the season, we can see that the team is very dysfunctional. They lack respect for each other, and the morale was really low. But by the end of the season, we observe how important it is to have competent leadership, team agreement, and overall good relationships. At PwC, I hope to contribute to a team that actively communicates their goals and is open to differing opinions. Also, I hope that they focus on issues and problem solving. I'm aware that conflict can be beneficial when dealt with correctly. And as an employee, I will treat my peers with respect during any disagreement, and I will not stray from offering different opinions or views. I hope to consult with people with all kinds of perspectives. And during potential conflict, I strive to remain productive and be creative. Now I will pass it on to Lizzie.
So I'll be talking about leadership. Leadership is a social influence process where a leader is trying to gain the voluntary participation of subordinates with the task to reach organizational goals. As Taylor mentioned, Rachel yearned for the Indians to have the worst major league record so she could move the team to Florida along with herself. Because of this, players were only able to rely on coaching staff when looking for guidance, creating an environment of distrust where each player had an unclear idea of the future. Due to this issue at the top of the team, a strong sense of leadership is needed for the team to achieve success so that each player can keep their job. So what would I do to achieve success for the Cleveland Indians by implementing leadership skills? Since leaders are made not born, I would work closely with teammates to understand what goals they have for themselves and merge them together with team goals. I would offer many lines of communication that create mutual respect between me, the players, and the coaching staff. To achieve team goals, I would create a structured plan. First, I'd determine the goals. Next, I'd relate goals to the welfare of the Cleveland Indians, and I'd take responsibility for my actions as I convert my plan points into a reality. I'd also hold meetings to open communication and show the organization is responsible and accountable. Lastly, I'd listen first and speak last. This method of leadership speaks to me as it fosters an environment where people can feel heard and comfortable to share concerns. The PwC is known for aiding its clients to success by offering professional business services. So to create a successful team, as a full-time employee for PwC, I will aim to oversee and provide guidance to the team, work closely with coworkers to strengthen their skills, and listen to team ideas about scheduling and lead, not manage. Using my plan that I mentioned previously, I know that I can foster an environment filled with close and confident teammates. Next, Felipe will be talking about groups and teams.
Hello, I will be talking about groups and teams. The essence of organization and businesses lies on the formation of teams that not necessarily think the same way or work the same way, but rather debate, on different viewpoints to develop a joint strategy that aims to tackle market goals or financial patterns. Groups and teams are not perfect. In fact, most of the time, teams are not easily formed right away. And through two, the individuals might seem to have so much in common. Once they start to discuss business topics, constructs appears in the picture, and in this specific moment, the need for leadership and moderation of debate is highly vital. A successful team needs to have a leader or leaders that is on base and looks for increased productivity. When problems arise in the business or organization, having more minds that come up with solutions make it more likely to succeed and advance the specific goals. In any business, several groups are formed based on specific talents and skills that are changed with handling a specific area of the business that can range from marketing to finance and others. In the movie Major League, Rachel Phelps intends to make her baseball team lose on purpose in order to move them to Miami. She set up a team of losers, but fails to realize that there's no such thing as a team of losers, as any team with common goals has the potential of great success. Coach Lo Brown managed to serve a very efficient leader and takes a series of players that were often seen as worthless and understand their conflict and issues, and as a group come up with solutions. As a group, they saw the weakness and strengths of each other, working on the weaknesses and highlighting their virtues. He understood the importance of discipline in a group, and in order to transform losers into winners, a leader must demonstrate strong character to remind people their full potential and not complacency. The team succeeds and Rachel fails in her goals. This shows the importance that perhaps the team divided will have satisfied Rachel goals, but like every situation in the world, a well-rounded team with strong determination and improving communication, as well as a strong leadership, can achieve any goal and defeat any challenge. In the movie, the team was seen as having no chance initially. This shows the challenge a newly formed team can face, as well as the enormous pressure on them when making decisions. In PwC, this could be expected. As the newest members of the company, since we could classify at the least experienced, the challenge of joining forces and talents will be there, and so the importance of communication will be something that needs to be deeply focused on. The formation of short-term and long-term goals, as well as self-evaluation that lists strengths and weaknesses, could develop a team that successfully fulfills and exceeds expectations. Like in the movie, helping others overcome their challenges is essential to being a successful team. So I'm going to pass it to Stevie.
Hello, I'm going to be talking about change. So change is important to organizations because our world today is constantly changing. Internal and external forces create problems within organizations, and organizations must adapt effectively to accommodate their customer base. If an organization resists change, they will be unable to improve their current procedures. Problems will repeat themselves, and the organization will fall behind the competition in the market. My favorite examples from class are Xerox with a computer and BlackBerry with cell phones. Change is difficult because it is very uncomfortable. In order to implement change correctly, organizations must account for all stakeholders. Being open to reform shows a desire to streamline processes for the betterment of the customers and for the future of the organization. Examples of change include new technology, economic variability, and management changes. In the movie Major League, change is seen in many parts of the movie. As previously mentioned by Taylor, conflict in the form of negative change is seen when Rachel Phelps has Charlie Donovan bring on many bad players in order to have the team perform poorly for the season. Positive change is seen when Lou Brown slowly starts reforming the team to overcome their current issues and win games. Change in team culture and player morale is evident after winning a couple of games by the team, but it is met with more negative change when Rachel Phelps starts to punish the Cleveland Indians' new success by neglecting team resources. As for PwC, I will leave a good impression at PwC by being a catalyst for change, speaking up about current problems within PwC and giving insight about possible expansion projects for the company. This includes actions like reporting misconduct, maintaining ethical standards, and seeking innovation opportunities. To stand out more at PwC, I will embrace change. Being open to organizational change at PwC will show willingness to learn and my ability to adapt to different problems as an intern. This will further show that I'm committed to the longevity of the company and that I deserve a position and hopefully a leadership role in the future. To be the best candidate for the job at PwC, I will consistently make changes on my own to have more actions be profitable for the organization. I will use strategies like benchmarking and developmental oversight to help change the organization in a positive and profitable way. And now I'm going to be passing it on to Ali.
Hello, everyone. I'll be talking about influence and persuasion. Influence is the ability to transform and shape the opinions of others, and persuasion is the ability to convince another person of something. Both are extremely important in group dynamics, as in business, we will need to persuade other people of our ideas, and there's a big difference between telling someone to do something versus having a person want to do something. Some examples of persuasion include persuading people that a goal is worth working towards, convincing people that they and their team have the ability to achieve their goals, and persuading a person that a different approach can work. Our book talks about Cialdini's 6 principles of persuasion, which can be used individually or combined to help persuade people of things. These 6 principles are liking, reciprocity, social proof, consistency, authority, and scarcity. Persuasion is extremely important in groups because all people think differently, and it is important to effectively convince people how to buy into an idea or a way of doing things. Influence is important for interpersonal group dynamics and can aid in the effectiveness of persuasion. I'll talk a little now about how persuasion and influence are shown in the movie Major League. The movie does a good job of showing the dynamics of power versus influence. The owner of the team had control over the team, and she did not have to win over the board to make decisions. She had absolute power, but only due to her money, and had no real influence. The board could not match her ownership, so they should have relied more on building influence. An example of persuasion was the coach working with the player Hayes. Hayes was a quick player who could not hit with power. As such, the coach had to get him to get on base more by persuading him to hit lower. He had influence as a coach, but he also used logic and reasoning to show Hayes why he wanted him to change his hitting style. This is a much more effective way of persuading a person than just telling them what to do. As a PwC consultant, I would tackle the issue by working on the coach's persuasion skills, both with the owner and the players. As far as the players go, the coach did a great job in the movie, but there's always room for improvement. Things that should really be emphasized are convincing them to believe in themselves, persuading them to be open to new play styles, and showing them the benefit of working together. Regarding the owner, the coach was not able to persuade the owner to change her thinking, so here are some possible options. Learning about her better so he can understand better how to persuade her, as well as working to build a better relationship with her in order for her to trust him, giving him more influence with her. Within the PwC organization, I will be a new member. Therefore, it is important to use the art of persuasion and influence to have my ideas heard by more senior employees. As a team, we want to say that we are very thankful for this opportunity to pitch ourselves to be a part of the PwC team, and are hopeful that our work shows our confidence and ability to hold full-time positions based on our breakdown of organizational behavior in the movie Major League. Thank you for your time.